All right, so this is our second auction recap this week. We had REA that ended this past Sunday, so we're going to go through some of the different sales. I'm here once again with Matt's Vintage Vault on Instagram, and we'll walk through most of the REA stuff this time is mainly baseball. We see a lot of about $10,000 to $30,000 range on the first page, but we'll also explore some other stuff. There's a few other non-sports. What are your first thoughts on just seeing some of those cards that sold?
Yeah, I mean, as we're gonna talk about, man, there's some really nice sales in there. Some of the stuff that hasn't sold in a couple of years, sold in this auction. So you're gonna see some good price difference and things like that between some of these items that hadn't come up in a number of years. And so it's pretty interesting to see how those sold and kind of a short idea is they did sell pretty well. So it's exciting to kind of take a look at that.
So our first sale over here is the 1933 Worldwide Gum Gaudi Babe Ruth. So it says in the title that's Canada. I don't know what the normal 6 in these go for, but I mentioned it in Leland's video. For some reason, a lot of collectors kind of ignore the Worldwide Gum in comparison to the Gaudi. Personally, I prefer the Worldwide Gum being a little bit rarer. And I actually don't know on the Worldwide Gum side of things if this is a double print or not, because I don't believe the full Gaudi checklist was printed with Worldwide Gum. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, though, in the comment section. But $32,000, that was the premium card for the specific auction.
Yeah, really nice item. It presented pretty well, considering it was an old label. Pretty nice card here, and the sale definitely represents that.
Yeah, and then as I showed in Leland's, and if you didn't watch it, you can see right over here, printed in Canada, slight variation of the back itself. So. And then our second highest sale was a 1976 Reggie Jackson and a PSA 10, which people would be surprised. Like these 76s are actually pretty tough to get sometimes in 9s and 10s. A lot of condition issues with these. I'm curious how many 10s there are out there. I don't think it says on here. Perfect gloss, 4 sharp kerners. Most popular sets in the 70s. I don't know about that, but
yeah, I don't know if I would say that either. It is a nice, super nice copy, older label, but still a super nice 10 there, centered well, corners look good. Definitely a 10.
And Reggie has a lot of super fans between Oakland also, and the golden era of Oakland A's before, not today's era, and then also being the Yankees 500 home run club as well. So this fits in a lot of different registries for people. So that's why you kind of get those crazy prices sometimes on a super niche card. This is the one that we were talking about a little bit before, the E94 Candy Ty Cobb. So these have, I think, 4 different colors. I don't remember all the colors on top of my head, but kind of like as a card show hint for you guys that go around to card shows. What I see sometimes is dealers don't realize that some of the different colors have premiums based around it. Can I tell you what the premium is on top of my head? No, I sometimes have to do research at the show and try to see comps on it. And I don't think they're even standardized from card to card or player to player, but people will pay for rarer colors. So it's something to look out for.
Yeah. This was one of those sales that, hadn't come up in a while that sold really well. This yellow one, hadn't sold in quite some time, just to show how much this has gone up. A 7.5 in 2020 of the yellow variation sold for 38,000 or so. So, you're approaching 30K now with a 1. That's just due to the scarcity. The other colors sell, anywhere between, a couple grand up to like 10,000. The yellow one definitely sells the most. And you can see that, now this one is catching up to some of the high grade ones.
Well, is that a 7.5 a Black Swamp find though? Because I remember a while back, a lot of caramel cards were found in like very high grades.
No, it actually wasn't. It's just a 7.5. It didn't have anything specific to it. It was also an SGC one as well.
Got it. Yeah. So, and the reason why this one got a 1 is you see that huge crease right over there with the supplementary crease, and it looks like there's its hair. So, I mean, it doesn't present horrible. I think that's also a small crease over there. But that's why we have that specific one. If it can't show that well, I mean, at least far away, it doesn't look like it has that many creases minus that.
Yeah.
All right. Another set, which you will find a lot of the times in high grade. I mean, I see them all, not the Wagner itself, but I see these all the time from like 5 to 8 grades. I can't remember the specific reason why, but this Wagner in his 6, About $28,000.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you mentioned, this is a set you can find pretty good grade. I used to own quite a bit of these in high grade. They were definitely one that I preferred. This is a pretty, good sale, 28 grand for it, considering it's a 6 and you routinely see 7s and 8s and stuff like that for the set. So, pretty strong sale here of a 6. What do you think about the 6 grade?
Probably about accurate on that. I mean, it is way off centered though, looking at it. I mean, it has sharp corners. I'm not a huge fan of that centering. But also, I kind of like the backs on these. They remind me a lot of like the European or even Australian like cricket cards.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the backs on these. I love that deep blue that comes on them. I think
It's so nice.
well.
I think it's called like Viceroyals or something like that out of Australia. They look kind of this similar. They're going to look way different, but like just has this type of vibe.
Yeah.
They print a lot of stuff out there. But all right, so there's that one. We have a 5 Tolstoy of Cobb over here. Off backs tend to do pretty well. This isn't the hardest back to find. You guys can see what this looks like over here, but they always do have a little bit of premium. There are calculators out there on T206 back premiums. Am I going to pull one up right now for this video? No, but just note for that. And then also this has the above average eye appeal. So let's take a look at this eye appeal. Let's see this.
Yeah, that looks good, man. The centering is pretty good.
Yeah, I wonder if it got a 5 because of these print defects. Look at that.
Yeah, it's got a little bit down there.
But it kind of blends in a little bit.
Yeah, I think it presents, really, really well. I'm guessing those print defects are part of it.
Yeah, and then they talk about over here, I think it says there's an old label PSA 6 of the combination that sold at public auction in 2022. So they even call it out. Okay, 18th most difficult back to acquire out of the 39 backs. So it says it right here. And that's the website too. It's a T206 resource. So if you want to do a little bit digging into the T206 backs, I can't remember the exact rankings of everything. I have to always look it up. It's just hard to memorize everything. Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, rookie, PSA 9. Wonder how far that's down since the peak.
Yeah, I don't really know. This card I'm always interested in because I think you should honestly just be buying it and breaking it out and trying to get it signed, considering all 3 of these people sign quite a bit. I don't know what their plan is with this 9. It's an old label 9, so I guess you could, make a decision there. But every time I see one of these, especially some of the lower grade ones, I always think, why not just get it triple signed and see what you can do? They all sign at, I think all 3 of them are at the National last year. Maybe Dr. J wasn't, but he signs routinely. So that's always what I think of when I see this card.
Yep. Let's go to the next one. Jackie 3.5. Just your standard 48, 49 leaf. Does look really nice though, eye appeal wise on this one.
Yeah. Yeah, that presents really
great
well.
Centering, great color. Like it. And that sold for $23,400. Sporting Life, the cabinet, Hannes Wagner, 14.4.
Yeah, I love these. I would rather have this over the one
mini
we saw earlier, the 6.
Oh, absolutely.
I love these. Look at that thing. I can't believe they're cheaper, to be honest. I think the other ones comparatively aren't nearly as nice as these cabinets.
And way rarer too, the cabinets.
Yeah. This was a I don't know. This to me looks like a pretty good price. I would love to have it.
I wonder one day if that's going to ever reverse. Like some of the rare cabinet stuff is going to outsell the minis. But
yeah,
hard to say. Mantle, 51 mantle. I'm not going to really cover that. We cover this all the time in videos.
Covered a million of them.
Yeah.
The other day.
There's a full box over here for the 1921 Ruth. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
John Clarkson in a 6. Hall of Fame baseball pitcher. Actually, my oldest baseball card is a John Clarkson, but it's a old judge, so I had to highlight that one. Billy Southworth, single signed baseball, $8,100.
Wow.
So I assume it has to be a pretty rare autograph for it to command that type of premium.
Yeah, I'm guessing due to the age, can't imagine Southworth signed.
I'm gonna load this up just to see what it says. Man, it doesn't really even say how rare it is. I kind of wish it did. Oh well. And they have the sticker right on it too. I don't know if I like that or not, but it's old Spalding baseball.
Yeah, that's nice.
All right, next row down over here. Another kind of a rare back. This is a Hindu over here of Cy Young. Let's see. I mean, it looks like a pretty good one so far. Maybe that's a crease there. I wonder if there's paper loss on the back. No, that's a really good looking one.
Yeah, it's a really good one.
I like the Hindu backs. I don't own any Hindu. Eventually, one day I will, but I like this a lot.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah, that's a
Great
really
looking.
really nice one.
I mean, this presents like a 4 minus that crease right there.
Yeah, and it's even kind of light. I mean, that's not something strong. I'm surprised they still gave this a 1.
I can't tell if that's another crease right there that goes across his neck. Like, it might just be from the technical perspective of having crease there, crease right there, and then maybe there's a crease right here. So 3 creases. But
yeah,
I don't know. I would have. I mean, if I was a grader, I would have given this at least a 1.5. But again, I'm not a professional grader. I think this is a great copy. Some Cracker Jacks over here. Eddie Collins and Hugh Jennings, both Hall of Famers. BVG 7s, 1914s. Always have to be worried about 1914s. From what I've heard from dealers, is some of the higher grade stuff has been bleached, but I can't, or like I don't know how to tell those for sure. But some pretty high sales there, $7,000 about that. 1953 Mantle in a 4, $6,000. Billy Gardner, common in a 9, $6,000 for someone's registry set.
yeah. You can thank the pop report for that sale.
Man, it is a new label though, new cert too. Man, imagine subbing that, thinking it would be like a 7 or 8. It comes back a 9, and you get
You
a
pulled a 9, man. That's like
get the upcharge email. You got upcharged on Billy Gardner. Like, why did I get upcharged on this? E93 standard caramel Hannes Wagner in 01, 5,400. Another good looking one.
Yeah, not a bad one. Yeah.
Some little bit of staining on the back. Maybe a small paper loss, but not bad. 53. Gowdy Gehrig, Ruth. Actually, that's a pretty high sale for that Ruth. 5,280. Standard stuff. I mean, picture pack Jackie's a little different. We don't see that every day. 8 SGC again. Get the new label for how cheap it is. Just if you're gonna put like a massive card in an auction like this, like get it reslabbed, put it back into the auction. Like you might get another couple $100 from that. 53 Mantle, baseball card exchange, some boxes, 88, 89 Fleer. Wow, that sold for 38.40.
Yeah.
That's pretty big ones. 84 Donnie Baseball. I'm curious what Donnie Baseball cards will do once he makes the Hall of Fame. I think he will make the Hall of Fame eventually.
3,000, man, for an 84 Dodgers. Jesus.
37.
Yeah.
That's really good there. Fatima. So this one has the Joe Jackson, the Nap Lajoie. I used to have one that had the Jim Thorpe. They're very popular, but the Joe Jackson is the best one out of all these. 36.
Did you sell that Thorpe one?
Yeah, I sold it a while ago. I want to say I sold it for like $700 or $800, but it was like a one with like multiple creases everywhere.
Yeah, I used to have a bunch of these Fatimas. I've sold them all since, but I did used to like them. They actually look pretty cool in person with sort of that sort of glossy finish on them. I actually really like the way they look.
Especially if you get some vibrant ones too. Like some of these get faded over time, but like this one looks like it's really good color.
Yeah.
This is great color. I mean, but like this is a cheap way to get into a Joe Jackson and a Nap Lajoie together.
Yeah.
So not a bad way. Mantle, another 52.
Super old label on that Mantle. Look at that.
Yeah, man. I wonder if they'd even cross that one still. I can't remember if they would or not.
I don't know.
Either way, 36 on that one. Joe Collins, PSA 9, 3,600. Also, bench SGC 9, 3,800. Which that seems cheap. I can't remember what did the 10 do. And
that is cheap. As someone who was hunting this card in 9 for a while, that's actually a pretty good price they paid. It was a nice
centering looks a little off though.
Yeah.
Which I'm surprised because SGC is very strict on centering. But 38.40 on that one. Move down to the next page. Pat Malone, 7.5. Jackie John Ward 5, Red Grange. This one was I think this is a pretty high sale too. The Bobby Jones in a 4, 3,200. I want to say a few years ago I saw these at like $2,000. So these have gone up for a bit of a premium. I could be wrong on the pricing, but
yeah, especially old label.
What's funny though about Bobby Jones is his 33 Sports Kings is way more expensive than his 1926 rookie card. He has a few cards from 26, but I'm talking about the God, what's that set? It's from the UK. There's another version from 27 too. It's escaping me right now, but they're probably about the same pop report as well, I'd assume. But it's funny how much this outsells the rookie.
Yeah, I think it's the set, man. People love those Sport Kings.
They do.
That set. People absolutely love that stuff.
But there's such a huge price difference, though, in the Jones between that and Hagen also.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to remind me of that. You don't have to remind me about the price difference with the
I had to throw that in there, though.
I know.
I had to. 9.5 Brady rookie, $3,000. Man, that feels like it's way down compared to where it was. Another registry over here. Authentic altered. Let's take a look at this altered one because, like, from far away, this looks really nice.
I wonder if it's trimmed.
That looks really nice.
I think it's trimmed. Doesn't that look kind of cut?
Yeah, look at it. You can.
Yeah, look at those corners.
It has what I call bunny ears. So, like, you can see, like, ear and ear. Look.
Yeah.
Goes right up. It's a shame because, like,
copy too.
So nice.
Still got $3,000, man.
I mean, but would you rather have this trimmed copy or would you rather have like a beater at $3,000?
I'd rather have this one. Oh, and yeah.
It's centered nicely too. Like if this wasn't trimmed, this would be like a $20,000, $30,000 card.
Yeah.
So it's a shame someone did that a long time ago. Ruth over here, strip card, Joe DiMaggio 2.5. Let's keep going through a little bit more. Wajo in a 2, 2,500. I was like this, the Bob Feller short print, $2,600. It seems like Bob Feller cards have been on a rise a little bit. You'll see a little bit later, but there's a Propaganda's Montiel, which I'm pretty sure I sold my Feller last year, which I kind of regret now based off that price, but that's a little bit of a hint. Larry Doby short print, 2,200. I still feel like this card is so underappreciated, especially being the second African-American baseball, first in the American League. I guess that's probably why it went a little bit cheaper because that side's like destroyed. But still, it's a really cool card for the short print. I mean, Satch has gone so expensive, but Doby feels cheap still, comparative. And I know Doby's not as good as a player as Satch and doesn't have the significance as Jackie. I get it, but still, for the short print and being kind of rare to find, you can't find that at every show. Kind of like where the Jackie you can pretty much find every show. Yount rookie in a 9, 2,200. Let's keep going through, see if anything else pops up. Cobb portrait over here at 2,100. And look at that crease across the face, too.
Yeah, that's a brutal one. It's a fold. That's a fold.
A thick fold.
Yeah.
Thick. And it's just a sweet cap roll, too. That's a pretty good sale there.
$2,000 for it.
Yeah, 2.2. Hornsby in a 4, 2,100 there.
It's a nice photo of him. I love that shot of him.
Oh, yeah. Let's keep going on here. Anything else? Oh, Eddie Matthews. Remember when I said $2,000?
We talked about him yesterday.
$2,000 yesterday, right? But that one was nicer. Look at how bad this is with creases.
Yeah.
It really looks like lightning struck the card.
Yeah, the other one's nicer.
So I was off on my assessment, but still, $2,000 for that one. That's high things. Wajo in a 3, 1920. Frank Chance, the Fatima cigarette solos over there. That also has the Grover Cleveland in here.
Yeah.
Let's keep going through. Bob Cousy. Let's talk about Cousy a little bit.
Cousy, man. The 60 postcards or post serials, sorry. They've actually been growing quite a bit, even across the other sports, man. They've been kind of slowly climbing up. This is probably of an ungraded one, probably the highest sale of this specific Cousy one. But I've seen all the different sport ones. These used to be dirt cheap, man. You used to be able to get some of these for $200, $100, you know, stuff like that. These have really climbed. Now you start to see like the Unitas and stuff sell closer to like a K. These have really started to rise pretty quietly. Nobody really talks about the, you know, the post serial stuff, but they've actually gone pretty well.
Let's keep going through. Gaudi Premium Joe DiMaggio. That 4 sold for $1,800. Ted Williams is in that set also, so technically you could find a Ted Williams rookie like that. I don't know what the Williams currently runs at, but there's also 2 versions. There's the Canadian Gaudi version, the Worldwide Gum. Look at how bad that Jackie is. 1,800.
Yeah,
oh man, that's horrible.
Yeah, that's tough. That thing looked like it went through the wash.
And you got some nice handwriting on there too.
Still almost got $2,000 for it.
$2,000, yeah. Someone wants to have that card.
What wants it, man?
But like with these type of sales, I wonder how much difference it is from like getting a 2. Like, is it better just to save up for a 2 at that point?
I think so. I mean, I personally, I would want that card.
Yeah, it kind of shocks me sometimes with that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Let's keep going through some more stuff. Here's Jim Thorpe and Christy Mathewson at 3, $1,600. We were talking about that one.
Yeah, there's your card.
Pujols rookie signature, $1,500. Cool stuff is down a little bit too. Let's see if there's anything else. Always a classic Christy Mathewson right there, $1,440. Bunch of Jim Browns, $1,380 for a 5. Oh, I guess like look at that centering, but still,
that's a pretty low sale. This is a card I know quite well. I have a 5. That's actually a pretty low sale.
Well, there's 2 of them next to each other, $1,380 each.
Yeah.
New label, old label, but about the same centering. Another lightning strike card, $1,320 on that Willie Mays 1. Let's keep going through a little bit. Bob Fitzsimmons, really good boxer, Hall of Famer. I have not seen this one before, and that sold for $1,200. I have his 1894 Mayo, and that goes nowhere near this, so I assume this is a very tough release. And it doesn't talk too much about it, but the thing with boxing is you have some like really like high-end collectors, and they will pay up in boxing. Like I feel like there's that niche collector group in boxing, and then like outside of those tough cards, it drops a lot. Like recently there was Red Cross tobacco cards on eBay, and even like some of the, not the biggest names, but like semi-stars, big names were going over $1,000 for those, which was, I mean, it's just impossible to release. But yeah, there's that one over here. Babe Ruth Type 1 photo, $1,260. Sanella complete set with the PSA 6. Ruth, $1,200. Although that set, I don't really know there's that many names. I've owned a few different books of. I've owned 1 book of this, but I've owned quite a few Sanella Ruths. There's 4 types. I said in a video once there's 3. There's actually 4. So Walter Johnson 1, $1,170. Old Judge Paul Hines 1.5, $1,140. And then hold on a second, my girlfriend's calling. All right. Let's see, 7.5. Christy Mathewson 2.5, $1,110 on that one. Let's see if there's anything else that really stands out. Dizzy Dean signed baseball. I hate that spot, but Dizzy Dean very popular. This is what I was alluding to. I sold my propagandas. I'm like 99% sure I sold my propagandas Bob Feller last year. And this one got $1,050. I sold mine for like $500 or $600.
Yeah.
I think this looks nicer than my one, but still, this is a pretty big sale on that. So big rip, but
there's a post Johnny U. I just mentioned that card. Look, it went.
Oh, there you go. Did you not say $1,000 also?
I said 1,000. Yeah, I went for just a little bit more.
You would win in Price is Right.
I know, dude. These they used to be $100, $200, man. They have really gone up. I love them. Like I really like sort of that. They're pretty big. I mean, they're good size. I really like the way they look.
That looks good. Let's see what else is on here. 65 near complete set, has the mantle and also the Mays and the Aaron. That might have been a steal right there. I mean, you're looking at $2 a card. But how did these look? That doesn't look too bad.
Yeah, that one's not bad.
Probably 3. Let's see
What
what
about the
this.
mantle?
Oh,
The
this looks
mantle's
bad.
looking rough.
Scratches 1-5.
Yeah.
Whew. I mean,
Yeah, that would be what we call a 1.
I don't think that even gets a 1 at that point.
Yeah, that one's rough.
Still though, I mean, you could still sell this for what, $200, $150?
Yeah.
I think they've gone down a little bit, maybe 125 on that card. The Aaron, I don't know what that goes for right now. That Maze is probably about 250. I mean, you're at 375 there. I assume the Aaron at least you get 75 to $100. You're at 475 before. I mean, you have the Tony Perez rookie. What's that right now? Like $40.
Yeah.
So you're already at 515 before all the commons in the set, which people always are building sets.
Yeah.
Probably not a bad way to break up that lot. 10 over here, John Odom, Nash, Tom Landry rookie in a $6,000. Let's see if there's anything else. This will be your last page. Well, minus the George Washington non-sports. I got to go over there and see that. Frank Chance over here too. A little bit tougher release. Oh, these are over here. I wanted to say real quick with the Bond breads. How you know if these are like released in 47 or like produced after these curved corners? The curved corners means they were actually put in with the bread. If you see them that are full rectangle all the way out, don't buy that card. A little bit of tidbit for you guys that I learned from a dealer before. Autogram 5, $900. That feels a little cheap.
Yeah.
That's what they're at right now.
Yeah, it's not bad. Jimmy Fox mini bat.
Oh yeah,
little thing.
$900. Bart Starr rookie 5, $900. I wanted to show this one over here just because. See the Scarab? Yeah, that's in my backdrop over there. Although mine is just this centerpiece over here. It doesn't have this intricate outside, but that's why mine's an A and this one is a 2. Sold for $870. But I picked up mine at a Dallas show for like $150, $200, and it's a great display piece.
Yeah.
And then let's see where this George Washington is. That's the last one I wanted to see. Unless there's anything else that you wanted to pull up.
I don't think so, man. We kind of covered the big ones. They were all up top, so they we ran through them.
Some Mayos that were put in here for football side of things isn't too bad. Hack Wilson in a 6, man, that sold for $750 for your strip card. That's pretty good. All right, let me just put Washington in here because I always have to shout out this set when I see it. And I might just look at real quick other non-sports, but I 3.5 on this sold for $690. That's a pretty big sale on George Washington stuff. Just for reference points, you can get his 1888 Duke. I think like a 2 just sold for $850, and I'd rather have that in a 2 than the 32 Caramel. Although this is a classic set, but his Duke is one of my favorite design cards of all time. But let's see real quick what's in non-sports, if I missed anything else, just because I know a lot of people watch it. The Lincoln, like I'd rather have this Lincoln blue. The Lincoln blue is much tougher to find. The blues are tougher than the reds. $720, and Lincoln outsells Washington typically. So this actually wasn't too bad of a sale. I think that Washington went really high. Maybe Lincoln went a little low, or like that's kind of market and that just got a really high sale. But I'm trying to see if there's anything else there. That's actually a very high sale in this Beatles. These are pretty common. Right over here, the 1964 Mr. Softy. You can find these all the time. There's still quite a lot of raw ones out there that are grade anywhere from like this 6 to 8-ish range. I know this is a 9. I hate the size of the slab, but I'll say that right now. 360 is pretty strong sale there. Lindbergh 5 for $390. That feels about right on that side of things. Invasion Begins, Mars Attack, second most popular card in the set, card number 1, $390. And let me just see if there's anything else. Geronimo. There was a 3 that sold on eBay, I think, for $500 or $600 recently. So that's probably about right where that should be at. And Led Zeppelin in a 7. That's actually a very high sale. Also, one thing to note with these, a lot of these are messed up. Let me just double check the design on that one. Hold on. It's funny because I have it in my backdrop. Yeah. So that's not the 1970. That's actually the 1972. I have it back over here. The 1970 has a little bit different design. So a lot of these are mislabeled because some genius at PSA called all these 1970s. There's actually 3 years of circle designs that were by Tonaball. These are ice cream. You can see this on the back. So wrong label. Thank you to the grader or research department that decided to do that. So very high sale, being in a 7 at $150. And let's just end it on that one. Not to be negative, but on music card. So I don't know what auctions are ending this weekend, but we'll be covering them next week as well.
Yeah,
but,
I don't know if we have any. I don't know if you've seen any auctions. I haven't seen any.
Is it Love of the Game that ends this week?
Coming up.
Love of the Game?
I thought Hugging Scott was next, but I might be wrong.
Let's see.
Yeah, Love the Game. Yeah, you're right.
Ooh, got it. And that's the Josh Gibson.
Yeah.
That's what I'm curious about, what that ends at. All right, we're going to go over those predictions. What's your final prediction price on that Josh Gibson one?
What grade is it?
It's a 1, but it's at like the redemption stamp.
117.
Man, I was going to say 125, so
we'll see. We'll see if it's the over-under on it.
Yeah, I seem kind of like a dick now doing the Price is Right thing. I should have done like 118.
No, we'll see. We'll see who's closer. We might have to split. I'm thinking 117. I feel pretty good with.
Yeah, it hasn't sold in 3 years. So, and I know the Negro League cards have gone insane the last few years. So,
how much did the last one sell for? Do you know?
I think the last one was like 40 grand.
Interesting.
But it's a tough card. It's not an easy one. So, and
there used to be
also
one that used to just sit on eBay. I don't know if you've ever seen that one. It used to sit on eBay for 25 grand. It sat for years, dude. This thing sat for. I used to have it in my watch list, like when I was like in high school. Like it sat forever.
Now
you know who got it.
Yeah. Either way, that'll be fun to recover. So we'll catch you guys in next week's stream. See ya.